Reading closely and writing to learn. Animal defense mechanisms. Unit 2, Lesson 4, Springbok Gazelle. Guiding questions. How do animals' bodies and behaviors help them survive? How can a writer use knowledge from their research to inform and entertain? How do animals' bodies and behaviors help them survive? How can a writer use knowledge from their research to inform and entertain? Learning targets. I can make inferences based on information from pictures and text. I can support my inferences with details and examples from pictures and text. I can find the meaning of unfamiliar words to help me better understand a text. Today you'll be doing some more research. You'll be looking at a few different texts to see if there's any information about the Springbok Gazelle. You'll be looking at the text Venom, Animal Behavior or Animal Defenses, and the article Award-Winning Survival Skills. Today you're going to be looking for more information in some of those other sources. You're going to be using this note catcher found in your expert group animal research journal for the Springbok Gazelle. So take a few moments to locate that information now if you have not yet done so. Okay, let's take a little bit of a closer look at the focus question. How does your expert group animal use its body and behaviors to help it survive? Let's take a look in that first box. Number 1, turn to the index of animal behavior, animal defenses. That's the book, your class set, everybody has a copy. The index is found at the back of the book, and it lists the topics that are found in the book in alphabetical order. So first you're going to turn to the index of that book, and then you're going to write the page numbers that have information about your expert group animal, which is the Springbok Gazelle. The index is found at the end of the book. I started by looking on pages 134 and 135 because that's where the S's were, and I was looking for information about the Springbok Gazelle. I didn't see anything about the Springbok Gazelle, but I did see the word stotting, which I remember had something to do with the Springbok Gazelle, so I kind of highlighted that there. And I decided, well, maybe I should look up the word gazelle instead of Springbok Gazelle because there are many types of gazelle. The Springbok is just one type. So now I'm going to look in the G section. Now that I'm on page 132 in the section for G, the second word on that list is the word gazelle. And there are some page numbers that follow, and these are the page numbers that correspond to the pages in the book where I'm going to find some more information about the gazelle. So I see that it's on pages 7 through 9, page 64, and page 114. And so that's anywhere in the book where the word gazelle has been mentioned. So now that I've looked at the index, I'm going to add that information to my research note catcher. I'm going to write those page numbers down, pages 7 through 9, page 64, and page 114. I'm going to fill that in. Make sure that you do that now. You can pause the video if you need more time. Okay, now it is time to move on to the next two boxes. The first one on the left says, turn to the index of Venom. Number 2, can this resource help you answer the focus question and write yes or no? As a reminder, your focus question is, how does your expert group animal use its body and behaviors to help it survive? So in other words, we're going to find out whether or not there's information about the Springbok Gazelle in the text Venom. We're going to look at that now. This is the index for the book Venom. I'm going to scroll down and see if I can find any information about the Springbok Gazelle. An index is, of course, in order. So I'm scrolling down, I'm looking for Gazelle. As I learned from looking in the other text, I need to look first for Gazelle. I see fugu, geographic cone, giant water bug, Gila monster, Great Barrier Reef, and then heartworms. I don't see anything about a gazelle. I'm going to just check the S's real quick for Springbok. Scarlet king, sea crate, sea snake, spitting cobra, taipan. It doesn't look like there's any information in the book Venom about the Springbok Gazelle. So coming back to our note catcher, in this box we're going to write no. This resource cannot help us answer the focus question, so we just write no in this box. Now take a look at the box on the right. It says use the text features to skim award-winning survival skills. Number 2, can this research help you answer the focus question? Write yes or no. And if yes, write the name of the section that has information about your expert group animal. Reminder that our expert group animal is the Springbok Gazelle, and we're going to be looking for text features, and we're going to skim. Skim means to not necessarily read, but to just glance over the text quickly with your eyes, looking for keywords. So we'd be looking for Springbok Gazelle, looking for that information in that article. This is the article, Award-Winning Survival Skills, How Animals Elude Prey. We're going to skim through this text to see if there's any information about the Springbok Gazelle, because we want to do some more research and we want to know if we can find information from this source. Okay, so I'm scrolling down and I see something about Science World here. That's the magazine that this article was found in. I see the first heading. It says Best Special Effect, the Three-Banded Armadillo. There's a picture of the armadillo, but that's not our animal. Scrolling down. Oh, Best Impersonator, the Mimic Octopus, but again, not the Springbok Gazelle. So I'm going to keep going. The Possum. So looking at this heading and the picture, again, not our animal, not our expert animal. Best Action Hero, the Spiny Pufferfish. Again, not our animal, so I'm going to keep looking. And the Tortoise Beetle, that's the last animal found that is written about in this article. So no information about the Springbok Gazelle in this article. After skimming the text, we can confidently say no, this resource will not help us answer the focus question about the Springbok Gazelle. It has no information in it about this animal. Below those boxes, the directions say, skim the pages you noted above. List the defense mechanisms your expert group animal uses. So in other words, we're going to read quickly through the texts. We're going to be looking for information about defense mechanisms, and we're going to just list them here. So we're not getting into a lot of detail. We're just going to list out some of the things that we think the Springbok Gazelle uses to help protect itself. Chapter 1, Avoiding Danger, page 7. A cheetah skulks through the tall grass of the African savanna. Head lowered, she stares intently at a herd of gazelles. Her spotted coat blends in with the dry grass, making her nearly invisible as she sneaks up on her prey. The gazelles continue to graze. Between bites of grass, each one snaps up its head to check out its surroundings. Bright eyes scan the horizon, ears swivel to pick up the slightest sound, nostrils flare to sniff for the scent of a cheetah, lion, or other hungry predator. Suddenly, a few gazelles snort and stamp their feet. The entire herd goes on high alert. The black bands that run down the gazelle's sides quiver, passing along the message, danger. Then some of the gazelles begin bouncing as if on pogo sticks. They spring high in the air with their backs arched and legs stiff. They land on all fours and then leap again. The cheetah pauses. The gazelles have seen her. It is impossible to launch a surprise attack now. The cheetah depends on one short-lived, startling burst of speed to chase down a gazelle. The gazelles, however, also run fast, hitting speeds of up to 40 miles an hour, and they can keep up this speed much longer than a cheetah can. Their odd jumping behavior, called stotting, signals to the cheetah, "We have seen you, so do not bother to chase us. We are strong and healthy and can outrun you." If the cheetah is lucky, perhaps she will find a gazelle fawn hidden in the grass. However, the fawns have tawny coats and can lie still as a stone for a long time. Plus, the fawns' mothers are careful not to give the cheetah any clues as to where their young are hiding. Like most wild animals, gazelles are always watching out for danger. Most often, that danger is another animal, in this case, a hungry cheetah. Even domestic animals, such as horses, sheep, and chickens, are on the alert for any threat to their safety. Being alert is the first step an animal takes to defend itself. It is one of many behaviors that animals use to survive in a world filled with predators. Much of an animal's self-defense behavior comes from within it. Most animals are born knowing how to defend themselves. Scientists call this inborn knowledge instinct. Now we're going to read the text box that is found on page 64. It is titled, "One Warning for All." A gazelle that stamps its foot, or stots, jumps high into the air, sends two important messages to a predator. First, the gazelle has seen the predator, so the predator has lost its chance to launch a surprise attack. Second, the gazelle is strong and healthy, so it would be a waste of time to chase it. This kind of warning is called pursuit deterrence. Pursuit deterrence is different from aposematism, the use of warning colors or other signals to keep predators away. A gazelle that uses pursuit deterrence tells a predator that it is strong, healthy individual at that particular moment. It does not mean that the predator should give up hunting gazelles altogether. An aposematic animal, however, has a smell, taste, or color pattern that advertises how poor tasting, poisonous, or dangerous it is, just like all the rest of its species. If a predator has tried to eat another individual of the same species in the past, it knows that this individual will present the same problems. Warning colors and other signals announce that every member of the species should be avoided at all times. Now for page 114, I'm going to skim the text and I'm going to look for the word gazelle. And as I'm looking, I don't see it in the first paragraph or the second paragraph or the third paragraph, but there in the fourth paragraph I see the word gazelle. So I'm just going to read that paragraph. So paragraph 4 on page 114. Animals may also form mixed groups, such as the herds of hoofed animals that migrate across Africa's plains. There, shaggy horned animals called gnus form herds of up to 1 million animals. Traveling along with them are tens of thousands of zebras and gazelles. So there I see the word gazelle, and I learned that gazelles form mixed groups of zebras and another animal called a gnu. And so that is a defense mechanism that can be used and is used by the Springbok gazelle. After skimming the text, there are many things that the Springbok gazelle has that help it become safer from its predators. Those things include horns or antlers, their sharp senses, in other words, their sense of eyesight, smelling, hearing, all of those things are very sharp. They have their speed. They can hide. The fawns hide. They stot or stamp. They run away, and they travel in mixed groups. So those are some different defense mechanisms you can list on your note catcher. Be sure to pause the video now in order to complete this page in your workbook. End of lesson 4.